Event number 2, at the beach arena, you're going to perform a Diane style workout. It's going to be one person working at a time, one person has to finish one part, and then the second person or the second athlete does the second part. For the RX and the scaled version, you're going to start off with a 2159 fat bar deadlift and a handstand push-up for the RX, and for the scaled it will be the push-ups. For the intermediates, you have a different rep scheme. You're going to start off at 15, 12, 9 fat bar deadlifts and handstand push-ups. Part number 2 or part B for the RX and scaled will be another 2159 on the fat bar deadlifts, but only 7, 5 and 3 wall walks. For the intermediate, same thing, 15, 12, 9, just like in part 1, and 5, 4 and 3 wall walks. For the standards, you're going to perform all the movements at the open standards. That means fat bar deadlifts, just as usual, we have the deadlift standard with extension of the hips, knees and so on and so forth. The shoulders must be clearly behind the bar. After each rep, you have to get back to the ground. You can drop, you can do touch and go, whatever you feel like doing. For the handstand push-ups, we're going to have handstand push-up mats, and you're going to have clear brackets where you have to be your hand inside of the bracket. Your fingertips are allowed to touch the line. For the push-ups, just as usual, you're going to start off with the extension of the arms, and then the chest must be in contact clearly at the bottom of the handstand push-up mat, in contact with the mat, and then you have to get back into clear extension of the elbows. Your knees and your hips are not allowed to touch the ground while you do a push-up. For the flow, for the wall walk, you're going to have 3 different lines, just as usual. The red line here will be the line for the males. The blue line number 1 will be the line for the girls, and then we have another blue line equal for everyone at the 25 centimeter mark of the wall. You're going to start off with your hands clearly touching the line. Your feet must be off the ground before you move your hands. Both feet must be in contact with the wall, and then you're going to start your ascent all the way to the second line. As soon as both hands are touching, you get back running until you touch the line where you started at with your hands. Your feet are still not allowed to touch the ground. As soon as you have both hands on the line, you can drop and you get 1 rep granted. For the flow, you're going to start off deciding who gets to start first and also which workout will be performed first. You can decide to start off with part B with the deadlifts and the wall walks, or you can also start with part 1, the deadlifts and the handstand push-ups. Prior starting the workout, you have to declare to your judge which workout will be done first. It's going to be a time cap of 10 minutes. As you can see on the paper, you're going to have a start and a finish line, both athletes standing there at the same time. One athlete starts at the 3, 2, 1. You're going to approach your barbell in zone number 1. You'll perform your deadlifts facing the rig. As soon as you've done the first 21 or 15, depending on the division deadlifts, you have to move the barbell to the next zone, which is zone number 2. Then you're going to run towards the rack. And depending on what you do first, if you do your handstand push-ups first, there will be the handstand push-up mat standing next to the wall, and you have to put the handstand push-up mat as close as possible to the wall to have the right measures to start your handstand push-ups. That is the task for the athlete number 1. If you start off with part 1, if you start off with part B, the second athlete has to do it, and the handstand push-up mat will still remain on the wall while the first person doing the wall walks. As soon as you've done, in this case, the handstand push-ups, you'll move back to zone number 2, perform your next set of deadlifts. Once you're done, you move it to number 3. Get back to the wall, get back to zone number 3, perform the last time the deadlifts, move the barbell to zone number 4, and then you'll do your last set on the wall, run back to the finish line, clap your partner, and then you'll start with a part B or A, depending on where you want to end the workout. Keep in mind, time cap 10 minutes, total amount of reps after 10 minutes. There's going to be only one division where it's slightly different. On the mixed intermediate, you have to start off with the mans. They must start the workout, but they still get to decide if they want to do the wall walks first or the handstand push-ups. But as soon as the mans are done with the last set of deadlifts and the barbell is already in zone number 4, the girls can already get to the bar and start changing the weights while the guy is still performing on the wall. Once the last rep on the wall is done, the guy has to run to the finish line, and as soon as you're at the finish line, the girl can start at zone number 4 with the second part, whatever it might be. So the girl adjusts the weight, and then the girl remains in zone number 4 until the guy is back at the finish mat. At the end of the workout, athlete number 2 must get back to the finish line in order to get the time. If you are likely to not finish the workout, the total amount of reps between the two athletes will be the score. So it'd be either for time, if you can make it in 10 minutes, or the total amount of reps within the 10-minute mark.